feel like there's an inside joke I'm missing. Everybody just like bursted out into laughter.
For the record, I only laughed because Lee laughed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then left.
He did.
He's gone.
He's like drum and bass hell though, man.
He's like, fuck this.
I think he pooped his pants or something. I don't know what happened.
Welcome to the 88th episode of the Cast That Ends Creation. I'm your host, Chris Deering. This is the show where I interview bands and public figures from the mathcore adjacent communities. If you beautiful people in chat have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them in. I'll try to read them aloud. If you'd like to sub for $5, you get access to some exclusive emotes, as well as access to the interviews before they hit YouTube and other streaming services. If you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this in your car and have no idea what I'm talking about, the show is first shown live on Twitch. Join us every Sunday and Wednesday at twitch.tv/the Cast That Ends Creation for the live cast. With that out of the way, let me introduce our guest today, who's one of the more influential bands back in the day, at least for me. Welcome in Bedlam of Cacophony. How's it going, guys?
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing pretty good, man. So tell us who you are, what you do in the band. I guess we'll start with Raj in the top.
Hey, I'm Rajan, go by Raj. I play guitar.
Yeah.
And I guess
I'm Nate.
There we go, Nathan.
Okay. I'm Nate. Nathan, whatever you want to say. And I play drums. So that's me. Lee, take it away.
I'm Lee. I'm the vocalist. I do vocals.
I'm Tony. I do bass and sometimes backup vocals and sometimes record a whole album on guitar.
Okay. I think that's foreshadowing some of the stuff we're going to be getting into. Looks like you guys dropped your demo in 2007. Is that about when you guys got together?
I think so, yeah.
Depends on which iteration.
Okay. Well, why don't y'all tell me how the band formed?
Me and Nate, I guess, are the oldest of the band members. So in that demo, the very first demo, I think it was me, Nate, Jamie, I think maybe even Gad was still in the band from Last to Lucy. And I think it might have been Eric from Cryptic Gallbladder Splatter.
Yeah. No, that's right. No, that sounds right.
So what about the EP? Was that the same lineup for the EP?
No, Lee was the vocalist then.
Okay. So what made y'all come together and like want to create this kind of music, like in the beginning?
I guess in the very beginning it was just a big fan of crazy music and just wanted to make our own, you know.
Okay.
And
like what bands were influencing you guys?
probably the biggest in the beginning was like stuff like Dillinger Escape Plan, Cephalic Carnage, maybe in a little Converge.
Okay. I figured Psyopus would be pretty high up on your list.
They were a little later, but I think when we first started, we hadn't even heard them.
Okay.
Actually, I think the first time we heard them was when me and Gad went to a show out in Pomona at Showcase Theater, and they just happened to be playing, and we were blown away, and we bought all their stuff and their CDs and the shirts and stuff.
Okay, so Rajan, when did you join in?
So I joined the band in 2010. How I actually heard about them was back in 2007, 2008, when I was in college, and my buddy Rusty, who was playing in a band called Cryptic Gallbladder Splatter, they broke up, and he was bummed, but he was like, hey, by the way, the vocalist Eric joined this band, Bedlam of Cacophony. So they were a band that I had been aware of. And then later on, when they were looking for a guitar player, I was open to meeting them. They were really cool guys, and I've been with them since 2010. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys dropped Turmoil Machine back in 2008 and your debut album Neuroleptic in 2011. Dropped a couple of pre-production songs in 2015, which are very different from what y'all were doing before, and then nothing happened. So what's going on, guys? We got this album recorded, or is it like partially recorded? What's going on?
Lee, go.
There's music. There's an album of songs there. We're planning on releasing a song soon.
Just a song? Come on now, we need the whole thing. What's going on?
Yeah, so we've got some songs that we could release. A whole album's worth, let's just say. So we're just gonna kind of release one and see how it goes. If there's anybody out there listening that wants to release all of them, hit us up. If not, we got some work. We got some old music there that we're gonna release, and then I guess we're kind of working on some new stuff already.
So y'all are still a band. Y'all are still doing shit.
Roger.
I mean, I think given this last year, the definition of a band is kind of loose nowadays. I think
project,
right now,
let's say project.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were mostly a band up until 2016, and then now we're trying to pick up the pieces and bring it back together again. Time will tell, I guess, but I'm pretty positive about the future.
Okay, that's fair. So like I said, the pre-production songs are pretty different. There's no more like crazy tapping. It's more structured, more dissonant, and just like dirty sounding. So why does it sound so much different from your full length?
There's some crazy tapping in there.
Yeah, but it's not like I was saying in your debut album, it sounds a lot like Psyopus and shit, like with the more high end register, I guess. And this stuff is more like low end and like I said, dirty sounding. Was there like a big shift happening there, or?
Well, it was a different guitar player. I don't know if you're aware. Well, Roger wasn't a guitar player for Turmoil Machine or Neuroleptic.
Oh, okay. I didn't see any other lineups besides you guys. So
gotcha. Yeah, we should probably just throw that out there and kind of clear it up that way. So our EP and then our full length was recorded with our old guitar player, Jamie. Full length was recorded, though, Neuroleptic by Tony, guitar and bass, and then Nate and myself. So just us three. Rajan joined in after Neuroleptic was released. And then the pre-production tracks have Rajan on them.
Okay. So the new sound is all
like he plays like the old tracks and stuff, So, but as far as on the recording, Neuroleptic was all Tony, and then the Turmoil Machine was with Jamie, with our old guitar player.
Okay, so the newer direction then I guess is all thanks to Rajan then.
I think it's pretty much split between Tony and myself. A lot of the riffs that you hear in the pre-production, Tony had written. And I think if anything, I kind of came in and added more structure to some of it. I'll just put it this way. Tony had a lot of really good ideas. It was just hard to make it into it just started becoming 8-minute epics of insane technical stuff. So I tried to break things up and put some structure around it.
Zelda symbols.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's nice to know that you guys are still like a band and we should be expecting something. Any idea when that would be? Like just a song even?
I say a song, hopefully in the next month or two.
Oh shit, so pretty close. All right.
Yeah, we're hoping for it to be sooner, and we're gonna try to put it on here, on this interview, but some stuff came up, so it didn't work out. But
shit, that would have been sick.
Yeah, but we're happy to announce that we're gonna release something here pretty soon. And yeah, we're still kind of rocking, I guess.
Alrighty. Well, I had never saw a formal breakup, so I figured you guys would still do around in some capacity. So it's nice to see that that's actually the case. That y'all didn't just evaporate. So
we were gonna kick Rajan out live tonight, but I like the way he's talking about me.
Nate and Roger, I thought for sure we're gonna go to Geigen full time and never talk to me and Tony again, but that didn't work out, so.
Well, so yeah, you guys are involved in a bunch of other projects. You want to just go around and say what y'all are involved in real quick?
Let's hear this guy right here, Lee. He's got some stuff recently that actually I'm still waiting on that record, but super excited about all that stuff.
And for Ivan Shot, and just those two bands.
What was the other one? I know I've been shot, but what was the other one?
Shot, just Bedlam.
One more time? I'm sorry. I
I've been shot in just Bedlam. Bedlam of.
Oh,
Bedlam.
okay. I've been shot in Bedlam. Gotcha. I've been shot's dead, right? Is that still a thing?
Nah, I think we're working on some stuff too.
Oh shit! Gotta get you guys on here at some point. We need to connect after this and get you guys on. What about the rest of you guys?
Well, I've been playing with Geigen actually for quite a while. That's pretty much the only two projects that I have or have been, working on. Nothing super new, but yeah, I don't even remember what year it was I started playing with Geigen, but I went and played a tour with them. I think it was, I don't know, 08, I believe. Or I don't know, maybe you guys could shed some light. I guess I really forget. But yeah, I did some work with them, did a tour pretty much, and then kind of stepped away for a while, and then been past probably 6 years or so. I've been playing on the records and stuff. So, I mean, it's a little sleepy right now, but we're working on some new stuff too. So those are kind of both of our projects. Yeah, should be pretty exciting.
And we know Rajan's in Wax People. I had you guys on recently. And other Rajan, were you involved in anything else?
No.
Alrighty. Just in a normal life, I guess. Getting that.
I mean, not musically. I do art. Do a little painting here and there.
Okay, cool, man. You got anything near you can show us? Weren't prepared.
Yeah, right on the wall, right here.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Sure, here's a Beetlejuice painting I did for my wife.
Damn, dude. That's really good. Holy shit.
Probably looks like shit in this camera.
You got a website?
Yeah, bigcartel.com/emesis art, I think.
Nemesis art?
Emesis, like vomiting.
Okay. We got a little Pepper on the screen now, too. Who's that?
Yeah. Oh, that's my boy. It's just Tonkins. He's not supposed to be in the shot here.
Dude, Twitch loves doggos, man.
Oh, okay, cool.
So how does the writing process work with you guys? I don't know if y'all are currently writing stuff or if this is stuff that's already been recorded, but I guess back in the day at least, how does writing work? It's like someone directed. Oh, here we go. Rajan sends an email.
Yeah, well, recently Rajan sent an email. It's got some riffs. I listened to it when I was soaking in the tub the other night, and I said that was pretty sick.
Yeah, it's cool.
And we'll go from there.
All right, pretty straightforward.
I mean, like I think for now the process is going to be like I'm trying to make it more iterative, where you just do chunks at a time, and just try to only pick things that are sick, or try to make really sick stuff and make that the focus. Previously, when I was starting to write with Bedlam, Tony would write a bunch of riffs, either record it or write it out on what's it called, Guitar Pro. And so,
geez, that had to have been a chore. Holy crap! Like trying to put code all that stuff in Guitar Pro.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, like during the time. So when I had joined Bedlam, I had also started going into. I went to community college for music, and I had learned how to read and write music. So that kind of made it a lot easier to make some sense of the riffs, as opposed to just like leaving it up to tabs or whatever. Like I could actually understand the rhythmic idea. And so, yeah, so I think we're still going to be using Guitar Pro because that's just like the easiest way to, I guess, put structure or any sort of notation to the riffs. That's been a pretty helpful tool. But I think also just doing, recorded demos, like really shitty demos of me doing programmed drums and some guitar riffs. I think that kind of helped when we did at least the pre-production and the album that we're not about to release, but will eventually release. Yeah.
Okay. What about back around like the debut era? How did that stuff work out?
Well, a lot of those, I mean, it was kind of split between me and Jamie. writing riffs or songs. Like sometimes it would be like Jamie would write a whole song or I would write a whole song, and then we'd get together and change things as a band, or, you know, change composition. You know, Nate would be like, hey, let's do this. Lee would be like, that sounds like shit. Don't ever play that riff ever again. It fucking sucks. And then, you know, sometimes it would end up being like half a song was, you know, my riffs, half a song was Jamie's riffs, or the whole song was this, or, you know, it really all depended.
Okay. So what's the main idea behind the lyrics? Seems like there's a lot of like nihilism and doomer stuff happening in there. What's it all about?
Yeah, a lot of that. A lot of the old stuff was written by our old guitar player. But just kind of along those lines, to kind of match the music and the band name and things like that.
Any
there's no like common like theme or like meaning behind a lot of it. Like I'm sure if I go through some of the songs, I could kind of pick at them. Some of the newer stuff definitely have a lot more meaning than the older stuff. But yeah,
anything that you really like connect to? Like any that like nowadays, like you hear that song, and you're just like, oh yeah, man, that was a crazy time for me, or when you were writing that or something. I don't know, man.
No, sometimes, yeah. I would say some of the old stuff definitely, like some of the lyrics, some of the things, the parts that I hear in the old songs. Like, there's a couple parts in some of the old songs that we giggle at, you know, every now and then. Like, I'm not gonna say the part or anything, but there's parts in there that we laugh about, and like, hey, like the lyrics on this part are kind of funny or goofy, or this part's this. So, yeah, the new stuff's definitely a little bit more different, has a little bit more direction towards it, I would say, but kind of more along the lines of the band name and what we're about, the music, really.
Okay. Someone named Bedlam Pit Starter came in saying "Sup dogs," so sup to you, Bedlam Pit Starter.
Oh, certainly.
I don't know if that's someone that y'all know.
If he has a T-shirt that says "Official Pit Starter," I might know who it is.
Hey, Mr. Crow.
Is it Andrew?
He says nice stash, bro. It says it's not him. So your full length was not only mastered by Scott Hull, but you had guest vocals from Travis Ryan of Cattle Decapitation, Cameron from Disfiguring the Goddess, and Ramon from Pencil Lead Syringe. That's pretty fucking sick to have those guests on. In case you didn't notice, the full length was a big thing for me back in the day. But what was it like recording that album?
Also, Sammer from Dystrophic on vocals as well.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that listed up on your Bandcamp, but alrighty.
What?
He's in there.
Tony.
Don't lie.
Hopefully he's not listening.
Well, that's where that's the guy that recorded it, so we should have put him in there somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Chris sounds
like
like
he recorded it.
Chris overlooked it. That's all.
He probably took himself out at the last minute.
What was it like recording that?
Wow, it was interesting. We actually had it was just me and Tony, and then Lee came in. So wow, we had so much material, and it was like we had lost a guitarist. His name was Jamie, and we miss him dearly. But you know, he had written everything with us, and it's just something that, you know, Tony just had to pick up and kind of just do, because we had all of that ready to go for so long, and we just wanted to let people hear what we've been working on. So yeah, Tony really took the torch there, and the guitar and bass and everything. So, well, not everything, but those two things and vocals.
I feel about as tired as I am now after working a 12-day stretch of work as I did recording that album. It was brutal. I would be falling asleep. Nate would be driving me back and forth from Riverside, falling asleep, going to work, coming to record. Fucking, I don't even remember half of it. Brutal.
I bet it was.
That's probably made it so good.
Yeah. Yeah, our guitar player left at the end, so like we just had all this music, and we were like, what the hell are we gonna do? We did kind of maybe search for a guitar player here or two to kind of cover, but at the end, Tony was like, hey, I can play it all. And we're like, fuck it, let's go in there. That's great.
It was like 2 weeks before we scheduled time with Sammer.
Yeah.
And Jamie quit like 2 weeks before, and I was like,
God damn.
And I borrowed a guitar. I think it was from Gad or Nick.
Yes.
Nick Scatia or Gad Gadon. They let me borrow a guitar and an amp. One of them, I think maybe actually Nick gave me the amp and Gad gave me the guitar. And I just started practicing for like 2 weeks before and then recorded it. And that was hard.
God damn. Yeah, I'd imagine that'd be not something you could just pick up. You know what I mean? Like some fucking intense shit that y'all were writing.
Going from big old strings to little strings. Yeah.
Right. Well, plus, like, I'm sure you're not like doing like the crazy sweeps and stuff on the bass that like the guitar's doing. You have to, like,
I
figure that out. You know what I mean?
Anything that was remotely a sweep, I changed to tapping.
Okay, that's fair. I like that.
I don't know how to sweep on a guitar, so I was like, I can tap though.
I just want to say the irony of him doing that is when I had joined the band to learn the material, I was just like, what the fuck is all this crazy tapping? And some of this stuff I had to rewrite as sweeps. It was just easier for me to do it that way. Just a little fun tidbit there.
Bedlam Pit Starter saying that it's Rusty. I don't know if y'all know Rusty.
Oh shoot! Sorry, you're the other pit starter.
Never heard of him.
And Grimecore Event says, "Oh Tony, you came and brought me a turkey." I don't know what that is, but okay.
It was me who brought him a turkey.
So
Mindy.
Alrighty. Y'all did one music video. Well, I forgot what it was for now.
Disemboweler.
That was it. Disemboweler. Yeah. We're gonna show that real quick.
I haven't seen that in forever.
Do we have to?
So what was the idea behind this? So this is actually the first time I'm watching the full thing. I saw like a bit of it before we got started.
I don't even remember, honestly.
Y'all just want like a cool visual or something?
I think a lot of it was Jamie's ideas.
Yeah. He had kind of like a vision for it. I just know he wanted some of us jamming and then kind of like different weird visuals and gear.
Yeah, he's always trying to push those boundaries and those gears turning. And we had Gad wear a mask at one point, and that was in the band in the band room. I guess Tony forgot about it. I'm excited to watch right now.
I remember that now.
I didn't realize that was Gad wearing the mask.
Yeah, it turned out pretty cool, but it was definitely fun making it too. We had a lot
low budget,
That's fucking sick.
Oh.
Yeah. There's someone named Lee Artavia in the chat that keeps on saying "Sup, bros." So, what's up, Lee Artavia? I don't know if y'all know them either, but anyway, we got a random question here that we ask everybody. What do you put on your hot dogs?
Oh, hot dogs! Wow. Me, I'll start. I like mustard. I just really like a good grip of mustard. Some good stuff. Grip of mustard,
just like scooping it up, handful. Throwing it on the dog. All right.
No, I'd say do a little squiggle, but nothing too special. Chicago dogs are always nice, but use few and far between. So.
That's like 1,000 things on a hot dog, right? I've heard that mentioned a couple of times.
Oh yeah. It's I don't know about
spicy
1,000, but
and regular pepper.
Yeah.
Okay. Both peppers.
Sesame seed bun. I don't know.
Alrighty. How about the rest of you guys?
Oh, I'll do Chicago dog all day. But literally, I'll do anything on a dog. I'll just do sriracha, I'll do some chipotle sauce, some onions, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, Tony works at the deli, so he could pretty much give you whatever he wants. I don't know if he's made hot dogs behind there, but he'll make you a mean sandwich for sure.
Oh, chicken bacon 3 cheese.
Yeah.
That sounds sick.
It's good.
Well, I haven't had one of those in a while.
Bob Marley or regular?
Yeah.
What does Bob Marley make it?
It was a Bob Marley was a version where you get
there's some weed on there?
Sliced sausage and bacon instead of chicken.
Okay. I don't get the reference.
Fried sausage, though.
You need to tell them the entire sandwich, Tony. What's the entire sandwich? What kind of bread? Cheese. Hit him. Hit him with it.
The entire sandwich, all the ingredients. All right, for the regular Tony special, you get just a regular soft roll, some bistro aioli, some honey mustard, some sliced chicken, some bacon. Then on the top side, you do some chopped onions, bell peppers, some pepperoncinis. You do 3 types of cheese: cheddar, Havarti, pepper jack, toast it. Boom.
God damn. That sounds really good, actually.
Yeah.
Do you own a place where you're like making these sandwiches, or are you just a worker? You work somewhere?
Oh yeah, he owns it.
Yeah, he's a deli owner.
What is it, man? Like, tell us the name of the place.
It's called Pavilions.
Pavilions. Okay.
Yeah. It's my special project.
Lee, what about you, man? What you put on your hot dogs?
First choice is always bacon wrapped hot dogs. If that's available, for sure going for bacon wrapped.
That is good. I like that.
Woo! After that, just ketchup, mustard, I'll throw a little relish on there, maybe some onions. That's about it. There's some sauerkraut, a little bit of that, but I don't get too crazy with them. Chicago dogs are all right. I'll have like one.
Wow.
Not going for a second one. Just one. I'm good. Yeah.
I mean, one's like a heart attack waiting to happen. So like, I'm totally with you on that.
One Chicago dog and Italian beef. Come on.
That's why I get when I order Portos. I get the Chicago dog.
Portillo's. Come on.
Yeah, Portillo's. Put you down.
And Rajan, we talked last time about what you put on your hot dogs, but why don't you remind everybody?
I do a Buddhist dog. It's just one with everything.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. That's really good.
That was so cringe.
Dude, I love the dad jokes, so I'm all for that kind of stuff, man. So, someone named 321 in chat says, been listening since around 2013. Looking forward to whenever old new stuff comes out. I have 2 questions. How do you guys write? Like, do you focus on writing riffs, or is there music theory involved or whatever? And also one for Nate. Anything new from Geigen in the work?
First question wasn't for me, so you guys go ahead and say.
No, you got it.
Let's see Nate first.
Well, the Geigen thing, I mean, kind of what Rajan said, it's like we're pretty it's tough during these times, and I know that something is definitely on the horizon, though. I mean, we got kind of a fire under the butt, so I would assume probably by what is it now, probably 2023, I would probably, something's coming, so just get ready.
Okay,
we haven't really
2 years
what
from
we
now.
do is
All
we
right.
yeah wait, isn't it okay, 2022, end of 2022, sorry about that.
Here's it.
See, I don't know what year it is or day it is. So.
I think with Geigen stuff, it's not Nate's call or my call, it's Eric's call on that. So it's like we can't really say anything until he decides. So
well, that's the thing. It's it's got to be, we have to come together. We usually do it kind of all in the same few month span, where riffs are brought to the table. We come up with the songs and jam it out for that amount of time, basically probably 3 months or so, and then we go to the studio and make it happen. So I know that probably will be happening sometime next year. So
yeah, before it was all just we all lived together locally, so we were able to like just jam together. We had a studio and all that. I moved out away to Vegas about like 6 years ago now, so now with the newer stuff that we're gonna be writing, it's probably gonna be written like distance writing, so it's kind of new for us, so it should be cool.
Smoke signals.
Smoke signals, deal emails, so it'll be something new for us, but it's definitely done. Like new for me. I know Nate and Rajan's probably done it with Geigen at a distance, so they're probably used to it, but yeah.
So what about
definitely be done.
What about writing new stuff for Bedlam? Is there like he was asking, is there any like theory or anything like that involved, or is it just like, this is sick, man, let's fucking make some riffs?
Sick.
I think
sick riffs.
Yeah, I think with So with the unreleased material that we have, some of it had some theoretical leanings to it. I think moving forward, I want to do less of like thinking about, oh, this is in this sort of meter, or this is in this sort of harmony, or, you know, whatever sort of scale or whatever, and try to just like be more intuitive about it. Just make something that sounds sick, and the theory is just a secondary thing. Like, oh yeah, I'm using you know, double augmented hexatonic scale or something like that. Like
it's 7/32.
Yeah, it's just like I think I'm at the age now where it's like that shit is so unimportant to me, because like people don't listen to songs and they're like, oh fuck yeah, that's in C sharp melodic minor. Like
Right.
nobody fucking does that. So it's like, as a musician, you kind of have to just like write something and use your ear and be like, okay, does this sound sick, or is this, you know, is this too much like thinking? You know, it has to be more of a like, it had to come from a listener standpoint. Like a lot of stuff that I'm doing now, I'm trying to just do something that's like, okay, I think this sounds sick, and I've been going to them and be like, okay, does this sound sick? And if they tell me anything where it's like, oh no, this is dumb, I'll drop it. Like it's not a.
Hey, I said it was sick. Sent the
Yeah,
email.
yeah.
I said it was sick.
But I'm just saying, like, you know, if any of you guys were just like, hey, this is dumb, I would be like, okay, and just move forward. It's just, I think theory, it has its place. It's just, I don't really know if the future of Bedlam, if the theory is going to be very important. I don't think so.
Fair enough.
It's the finger pointing at the moon. You know, it's not the moon. So
You and your Buddhist stuff.
hey, I'm Zen, man.
Let's see here. So, y'all aren't on Spotify. At least I couldn't find you guys on Spotify. I can't like tag you guys in or not tag you guys. Can't like put your music on my like Instagram stories and shit like that. So, why isn't this up on streaming services?
I feel like we're from the Stone Age. Yeah, they did it.
You know, when we stopped like being active, I think a lot of that stuff wasn't really like active as going as much, so we didn't really push any of it there. And now it's like everything's there, and now we're like, well, how do we, you know, get it on there, this and that, and
It's really easy. It's like really
I know,
easy.
but, you know, all of us are we're busy, man. We're busy.
I just worked 12 days in a row, bro.
Well,
No,
like,
we
I'm
should
just
get
saying
on
it's
there.
like money you're leaving on the table. Like you could get an extra like 20, you know, $30 or whatever a month at least, you know, just by leaving it out there.
That's a G right there, son.
I think we'll get it all on there. Since we're kind of getting active again, maybe we can start doing all that. Our social medias, I mean, we haven't really been posting anything. Our Instagram, we just started doing it again like a month ago, and our last post before that was, I think, like 2016, 2018 or something.
Say
So,
you're getting the band back together, and then there's like nothing else.
literally, yeah. So it's like, let's see what happens. And
Okay.
I just love how the first Bedlam post on there is just like a Last of Lucy practice session. That
It's not even promoting us.
is
That's all right. Yeah, support the local artists here.
Shout out to Last of
Dude,
Lucy.
Last of
Yeah.
Lucy's sick as fuck.
yeah.
the boys.
So, what's the best show you guys have played as Bedlam?
Murderfest?
Oh yes.
Maybe.
Murderfest? Dude, that sounds fucking
pretty
sick.
good. Oh yeah, Murderfest. That is a long gone but not forgotten for sure.
No, it's coming back.
Really?
Dan Dismal's bringing it back.
Yeah, it's Dan Dismal, LA Murderfest. Bunch of sick bands, or classic times. I don't remember who was when we were playing that night. What was the feel there?
The lineup was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was like,
It's like a 3-day fest they used to do out in like LA, but it hasn't been on in a while.
Yeah, they shut down the Knitting Factory. It was at the Knitting Factory until they shut it down, right? I think. Or no?
Yeah. So the Knitting Factory shows used to be really cool because it would be a big venue. You could fit like 500 plus people in there. So that was always cool playing in front of that big of crowds. But
I always saw that name around whenever people go touring and stuff. It was always a place that I wanted to play it specifically, and I guess it's gone.
Shut down, unfortunately, so that's been gone. We had a lot of fun shows at the Boulevard in LA. We played a lot of our shows there. That was kind of like another LA venue.
Bedlam Pit Starter says any show with Cryptic. I'm not sure who Cryptic is supposed to be.
Okay. All right. Somebody from Cryptic.
I've never heard of that, man.
Let's change the subject. No,
I've never heard of them. Their vocalist, I've heard of that guy, but never heard of them.
Oh, we've heard. So Raja knows the history of that.
Yeah.
Probably the best.
Well, no, Cryptic Gallbladder Splatter was a band from Orange County that used to play in Cypress and used to play along with Ivan Shot way back in the day. That was back when I was in high school. And yeah, they've been kicking around since then. One of my best friends is in that band, Rusty. I actually met him at a Cryptic Gallbladder Splatter show in the backyard when I was 16. He was 17 or 17 and 18, maybe. I don't know. But that's how I knew him. Actually, I saw Ivan Shot at that same show. So that's my first exposure to Lee.
Such a family.
Yeah, I mean, we're very incestuous with the OC bands. There aren't really like that many like legitimate like technical metals like or death metal stuff in Orange County. And so I think there's only so many people in that bubble that can be known. So it just worked out that way. But yeah, much love to the Cryptic Gallbladder Splatter guys. I know they're putting out a CD pretty soon. I don't know if they've announced that on any of their social medias, but I know that's been recorded. So if
I saw they announced it, and it looks awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if you want something to tide yourselves over before we do our thing, then you should definitely check them out. Their last album, I forgot what it was called, but it was released 10 years ago.
Giving Gore Grind its groove back, bruh.
There you go. Thank you.
That's the name of the album. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, they're a super awesome band. Yeah, if you haven't heard of them, check them out.
I kind of remember like coming across them whenever we were talking about Wax People. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
Rusty's in Wax People and Cryptic.
Yeah, that's where it came from. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I talk about all kinds of different. So like, comes in one ear and out the other, unfortunately. But yeah, I need to look into them again. So, what's the worst show you guys have played?
I'll put one contender out there. Might be the one in was it Mesa, Arizona? They had like a single fan in that bar.
Oh, fuck.
And the floor was literally like drenched in like house sweat. It was just like the place was sweating.
What? How?
It was like
is that haunted or
degrees.
No, it was just fucking like over 100 degrees.
Phoenix, Arizona in the summer. We booked a show, and the show was in this bar that was literally like maybe 1,000 square foot. Less. Like it was tiny. The band was just shoved in the corner. All the crowds in front of you. It was cool setup, and all that, but it was just like 100 plus, just the worst shit. You're just sweating the whole time.
Nate's fucking drum set was literally fucking moving because there was just like moisture on the floor from the humidity of human bodies inside.
Yeah.
You thought for sure someone was gonna pass out, or one of us would. Like we don't understand how everybody survived, but they served Coors Light there all night, so you're good. You're good.
That same night, it was like midnight, and it was 115 degrees outside, still at midnight.
Good Lord, dude. Ugh. We get like around that much in Texas, and it's also humid at the same time, so it's like fucking unbearable.
I got a show that's an old one. We played in, Tony and Nate might remember, we played in Ceres, California. With Lassa Lucy. This was a long time ago. It was literally like in an old
the hangar?
Hangar, yeah. It was like a hangar, right? With cement in it. And it's like some dude got the keys to it and was like, I'm gonna book shows here. Right? So it was just a big empty cement thing, and then like we showed up, and it's like there was like 8 bands and maybe like 3 fans, like 3 people actually maybe showed up.
You're underplaying it a little.
It was pretty bad. It was just, and then the whole night, like the promoter's just like, oh, just hang out, guys, dude. You know, the scene out here, they'll show up. And then like bands played, and then I remember him telling us like, you guys should play later, and we kept playing later, you know, because he told us to. And then by the time we played, it was literally we played for the other bands, like one other person.
They loved us though.
Yeah, you know, we made the best of it, but I was just like, oh my god, this is like the worst show we probably have ever played.
We couldn't even find the place at first. It was like look for the sign on a mailbox that says go left to Fields Road or whatever. It was so fucking ridiculous.
Well, that's why nobody showed up, because there's no like, you know, directions.
Dudes would just throw shows together, you know, anywhere and just be like, yeah, just show up, and you'd get there and it's like, what's going on here? And that was kind of one of them. That show sucked. I hated that show so much. That was like the worst one.
They didn't even have drink tickets, bro.
There was nothing. They didn't have anything. Like, it was just terrible.
They didn't give y'all anything at all for coming out?
I don't remember. I
don't even know if we got paid. I think the guy was just like, didn't you guys see? Nobody showed up. We're like, okay.
So I want to say my idea of the worst show was we played at this he was a DJ, his name was Basic. And he said it was his birthday party. It was all electronic music and us. And it was his birthday, and he was like he was just like really cool. And he told the worst thing you could tell a band is like, oh yeah, we have free beer. Drink as much beer as you want. And I was a massive hypocrite, and I gave Nate shit because he was gonna take some edibles or something. And I was like, no, like don't get fucked up. And I ended up just drinking like just way too much. We played, it was like a giant blur. And the next day I was so hungover, I missed seeing Maruda and whoever else played at Scion Fest in LA.
So, me and Nate were there. You missed out.
I fucked up. I fucked up. So, I mean, like for me, that's the worst show because there was like more long-term consequences.
Ramifications.
And ramifications. But yeah.
That was definitely a rough show. So picture like a freaking nothing but DJ electronic people, like a rave, and then us going on, and people were just like kind of grooving as we played, you know, and stuff. But
it was only because Basic liked us and was like, hey,
like the dude
let's book
us.
you.
We were always down
on an electronic show.
Yeah,
was that the
same show? Yeah, didn't he?
No. That was a different one. That was a different
one when he got naked. Yeah.
Wait, what? Someone got
naked?
That's
my favorite show.
That's when we peaked. Is that
the
show?
best show?
Well, now we're moving on to weirdest, so this totally fits in. So, what's the deal with someone being naked?
That was at Sammer's place.
A handbag factory.
Yeah, handbag factory.
Yeah, it was like a Halloween show. Like Sammer and I set up, and we put him Basic on the end because it was just like all metal bands. Was that the one like Chon played?
Chon?
No. That one was with Chon, Black Sheep Wall, Fetus Eaters, which is really weird, and then
yeah, but back to Basic though. At the end of it, like he plays a DJ set, right? So we were like, okay, since he put us on a show, we'll put him on a show. And then at the end, he played after all the bands, and whoever was left, like cool, and everyone was all fucked up, just drinking, and he was doing his thing, and then he took his clothes off and kept going, like playing his thing, and everyone was just like, wait, what's going on now? We weren't even expecting it, knowing the guy, so.
He's a dude living his best life, man.
Yeah, he's still rocking and rolling.
Oh, yeah. I love his stuff, though. Like, his Nintendo and, like, Game Boy.
He's, like, legit. Like, he's really good. Basic. Check him out, people.
I think yeah.
You guys played with Chon, like, whenever they were, like, young or something? Like, I had it a long time ago, like, when they started.
That's a great show. When, was it Santee? We played with them?
Yeah, we played with them down like near in San Diego years ago. I was in touch with the guys. We set up a show down there, and it was at a bar, right? And It was us and then like a few other bands, and we were gonna go play Arizona the next night. So we went down there and played, and like the Chong guys came, and they're so young, dude. They like they were there with their dad and all this.
Really, that's crazy.
Yeah, and then they wouldn't allow them in the bar because they weren't 21. They were like 16. So they played their set, and then when we played, they had to watch us from the outside at a door that was like on the side of the stage.
What the fuck?
So I just remember us playing, and it was just a bunch of bar people and like whatever. And I look over, and you just see all these guys just huddle, and you watch at the door. So that was kind of like a funny show.
Dude, that must have been like when they were just starting out. Then that's crazy.
Yeah, drummer was like 13. He was like barely bigger than his like bass tom. It was like he was so young.
Jesus Christ, dude! Did they shred?
Oh yeah,
dude, that's fucking sick.
Those guys have always shredded. That's the funny thing. Like we've seen them like as kids, and they're still shredding. Yeah,
that's fucking awesome, man.
We played with them in I think 2013.
Yeah,
that was a sick show just because all the bands were just very different. It was them, Black Sheep Wall, and Fetus Eaters, and us. And so it was just like this weird, like extreme metal, but with Chon in the mix of all of it. And yeah, they were super sick then. I mean, like it was like I'm glad that they got the success that they have, just because they were always really sick. So that was
virtuosos at like 16 years old.
Yeah, literally, man. Like since they were like kids, those guys have always been shredding.
That's fucking awesome.
Good dudes, always too.
Nathan, you got any like stories from playing with Bedlam? I hadn't heard much from you.
He had to stay outside the bars a few times himself.
Well, I think at that show I was in the same doorway watching their.
I was thinking of Nate because Nate was younger than all of us, so he wasn't 21 when we were like playing shows. So yeah, he had to stay out. I got a good one for Nate that he probably doesn't want to talk about, but we did a tour with Hunaku, which has Luke from Sleep Terror in the band as guitar.
Oh shit.
Hunaku's not around anymore; they're not doing their thing. But we were on a tour, and the last show was in San Diego. It was at this little hole in the wall bar, and it was pouring rain. I just remembered that what's his name, Dave from Cattle, and Luke used to be in Sleep Terror, like the original two, right? Way back in the day. And then they finally got together and they were like, hey, we're going to play a set, couple songs here. So we're all pumped up and stoked and excited. They're like, holy shit, like an impromptu like Sleep Terror reunion, right? And then all I could think about was Nate can't come in here right now. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I've seen that, but I think that was when we played in Vegas on that tour. They got up and played in Vegas, but yeah, I kind of block those things out of my memory sometimes. If I got to be out there, I'm like, whatever, big deal. But you know.
Oh, did they play in Vegas? Because that was the one show I didn't play. I remember.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah.
Like Terror had their like little impromptu like reunion. They were just like, all right, let's just try to see what we can remember, right? And Nate had to sit outside in the rain, watching from like a distance, you know, with the door open. And I remember walking up to the bartender, like the guy, I'm just like, can you just let him in? Like, there's nobody here. Like, nobody here. It's pouring rain.
He'll buy a beer.
The cops could come by and we get in trouble. And I'm just like, dude, are you kidding me?
That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah. They're pretty assholes back in the day. I wonder if they're still like that.
Oh, cops? Yes.
No, not cops. The want to be bouncers, security guys.
Oh, I'm sure they are too. Nate, what was your best show playing with Bedlam?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I was still stuck on the worst show, and I just want to say that I'm pretty sure that in Arizona, I think the show that Tony was talking about with the one fan. And there was another fan there too. Only one of them was blowing air, but
two fans.
Two, okay. But yeah, I think I drank too much that night somehow, even though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I ended up in the bed of the truck on the way to Taco Bell, I think, and I was puking in the back, and that was kind of probably my worst show, I guess. There. Yeah, but no, we've had some cool shows. I mean, festivals usually like that Murder Fest. That was That was super cool. We definitely had some cool opportunities with share the stage with some pretty cool bands. But yeah, I don't know. I honestly see a lot of the crappy shows, being so crappy that those ones stick in my memory sometimes. And there's still good times from them because it's good laughs and stuff. So it's funny. I carry a lot of that with me, like some of the weird shit that happened, as opposed to, whatever sick shows are playing. It's like, those are the weird memories that I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, you always remember the ones that don't go quite so well as opposed to the ones that go really well. So, there you go. What was like the weirdest place y'all have played, or weirdest set of circumstances that y'all played? Like, for instance, we had a band play in an elementary school for 5th graders. Another separate band played in a kindergarten, but it wasn't the kindergartners. I don't know why they were in a kindergarten, but they were. Had someone play in a gym before, like with weights and shit all over the place.
I guess the weirdest would be that fest out in Riverside where we did with Cattle, Graf Orlock. There was that big music hall. And there was like 50 people.
Yeah.
It was
probably the weirdest setting.
Like for plays, Yeah. So like it was like a big theater for like plays. So there's just this giant stage floor and then like a row of seats. So then like the bands would like, some bands played on the stage and other bands were just like, let's just play on the floor. There's just so
Graf Orlock was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
We're playing on the fucking floor.
That band was sick, man.
We haven't had that many weird, I can't think of really any like super weird spots.
I mean, we played plenty of backyard shows and living room shows, but they were all very awesome.
Yeah, those ones are cool.
House shows are the best, man. I never thought about playing in a backyard before. That one's a little weird, but house shows are fucking sick.
That's done, man. Back in the day, that's all we do, backyard shows.
You just remind me of we played that one house show in 2014. It was for Valentine's Day, and I just remember like I was next to this door that was right by the bathroom. So while I was playing, people would just come like behind me while I'm playing, and I'm just like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Grindcore bands, man.
Yeah, man.
Those house shows in Long Beach are pretty nuts. I think one of the last ones, that one was nuts. I remember, I think we were playing and they had like somebody like throwing fire outside. Like
yeah, that was the same show.
Same one, right?
Yeah.
If that's the same show, there was some dude outside who had a fucking sword who was threatening people.
Long Beach.
I mean that's
a Hitler made bad guy.
That's Long Beach in a nutshell. Okay, I'll put it that way. Lived there for 6 years.
Fire throwers, people outside threatening people with swords.
That was a weird show. Yeah,
it was a good time.
Weird ones, but that was kind of weird. We played in Chinatown in LA once. Like
that one was
in
great.
Chinatown, and that was actually kind of cool, but it was just kind of weird because we didn't know what to do, and then like they kind of took us to this hallway. We went upstairs, and then there was just like a bar and then a corner of the room, and they're just like, "You guys set up there," and we're like, "What? Okay."
That's how
weird.
that show. That's how we discovered Exhausted Prayer, which is like another really sick extreme metal band from LA. They do like very progressive black metal and stuff.
Guys are awesome.
Yeah, they're fucking sick. That show was saved simply because like we went there to play, and then there was like a sick band that was there, and so it was just for us. It was just like, okay, cool, like we can do our thing and not really have to worry. Like this was already a win. I think that's what makes it really hard for I think for me to identify like a weird show or like a bad show, just because I think a lot of the times like there might have been weird circumstances or weird shit come up, but then like we would play with friends or like we play with bands that were really sick. It's really like rare that we had something where it's like, oh, this sucks. Like the Arizona show that they're talking about, like I remember it being a good show just because we played with Lago. I don't know if you guys remember that band, but we ended up playing with them at the same show where Basic got naked. Like they came back out to California to play with us. So in the strange sense of running into adversity, we also made friends along the way. So
The Reno show, you remember that one? That one was kind of weird.
Yeah, that was a weird one too. We played in some small little bar.
I mean, I'm gonna throw Gad on blast here.
If you want to, Tony, go ahead.
I'm gonna do it. There was this older lady who was blasted drunk. Everyone was writing all over her for some reason. I don't remember why. Gad was trying to hit it. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Gad did try to hit it.
Yeah,
This
I
lady
guess
was
that's
so
it.
passed out at the bar. People were getting Sharpies and just like, you go, hey, I'm going to write my name. And Chris was here on her back. And she was just like, go ahead, honey, go ahead.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was wild.
For the record, he was grinding for experience. So let's put it that. Continue.
As you can tell, Chris, a lot of our shows, we like to party. We like to have fun. Yeah, we like to drink and all that. But
Hell yeah.
we still put on a badass show.
Dude, absolutely. You guys ever do like a full U.S. tour? Or was it always just like, within like a couple states?
Never a full U.S. tour, no.
Just in a couple states.
What's the furthest you guys got?
What was that? Seattle, I think we played, didn't we? Or no? We didn't go to Seattle.
No.
Sacramento.
Reno, Sacramento. We've been to Vegas, Nevada. So just in the West.
We went to Arizona.
Arizona, yeah. It's just kind of tough. There wasn't a lot of like tech bands like ours, so trying to find shows back then was like we were playing this tech music, and all the shows were like hardcore, like breakdown bands, So we'd get in on shows because we knew somebody, but then for a lot of shows, we'd just stick out, Like I remember so many shows where we played with like these breakdown bands, and these kids just standing there watching.
It's like, what the fuck do we do to this, man?
Yeah, I know, but it was wrong.
You can't throw fists to this.
Yeah, there's times when it would just be so discouraging. I'm just like, fuck, we gotta stop playing for these shows, But like we have fun. We'd always make the best of everything, of course. But it was just tough because on the West, like locally, there's only so many bands that were like the same style. Like it was tough to have a full show with the same type of music. It was like us, Last of Lucy, and then let's say we could get like Cryptic, maybe Dystrophic, but at that time it was just so scattered when everyone was active that it was just like, we just kind of play shows, and some were good, some were bad. Not really bad.
My project.
It was a vibe. A lot of it was just a vibe. It was just hard to get people to get into what we were doing because they're just so used to like, when are you gonna hit the breakdown?
So what I find interesting, like you guys are an underground success, right? Like your debut was like everywhere. Like everybody in the mathcore scene had to have heard it. I would be surprised if they hadn't. So like how did it reach? Because y'all weren't signed to a label or anything. You just self-released this thing. You didn't like tour super far out. How do y'all think people like actually heard your shit?
I had no idea it was a success.
Well, I mean, people know your name.
What are you talking about, Chris? What the fuck?
Nobody knows who we are, Chris. I think outside of you.
Yeah.
No. Come on. Like people in the mathcore scene absolutely have heard of you guys.
Yeah, I think
all those people in the chat room is us on another device over here. You didn't know that?
I got like 5 fake names in the chat right now.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm
was a lot of community
you,
back then.
More people know who you are than you guys realize. Then, well, what was that, Nathan? I'm sorry.
I would say there was a lot more community back then, kind of on the online tip. We were like on the apparatus and stuff like that, and on those forums. So it's cool ways to like just talk about music and stuff, and you always share like weird, obscure stuff. And I think our music was just, I don't know, we were proficient at doing weird things that we didn't even know what the hell we're doing. It just sounded really good. I think that's kind of what happened with Bedlam, honestly. But I don't know. I think everybody's really, we got Rajan now too. Things have changed a little bit, and I really want to make some new music with the lineup that we have.
Hey, we got Rajan now.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, all that old stuff, it's I don't know.
Social media back then, just posting it,
Yeah, were y'all like y'all had to have been on the when MySpace was going out, right? Like y'all were starting when MySpace was like dying pretty much.
We had like 40, 50,000 followers on MySpace that weren't like real. I don't know what that was about.
We did, Facebook and stuff like that. But it was all just social media. Locally, it was kind of tough. Like it seemed like some people are really into it. Other times it wasn't. Some shows, like we had a good turnout. Other shows, it was like nobody's here. But
the best thing about MySpace was those bulletin things, dude. You just post a bulletin and everyone would see it.
I miss those days. I miss them.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not
Now
the
you have
same.
to pay to
It's
talk
not
to your
Facebook.
audience.
It's like I don't even know if anyone's seen our shit.
I mean, we have 19K followers on Facebook, and anytime we post, they like extremely limit the amount of reach. And
Right,
it's like you can pay.
Yeah,
It's like you can pay.
Okay.
You can pay money, but it's like they even still like it like it's like, what is this? I wish that's one thing I wish we could have figured out better. And I don't even know if there is a good solution for that for any other bands. Is really like, how do you capture the connection with your audience in a way that isn't mitigated by social media giants? Like, it would be nice if we can have more direct communication. That's what MySpace offered way back when with the bulletin stuff. And there really isn't anything that's similar to that. I think the only good solution is like, if you can roll something on your own where it's like, hey, we can text you directly or email you directly, like with mailing lists, but you kind of have to start from square one to do that again. So.
Right. It's all about like connecting with like individual people, and you have to build that up for like a very long period of time before anybody like actually sees all your posts and stuff. Because it's like kind of like a snowball effect, you know what I mean? But it takes a long time to actually like build the big snowball, you know? Yeah, I've seen y'all's posting. Y'all don't get a whole lot of likes, and it's weird because you got, like you said, 19K followers or whatever. Like, it's so stupid. But anyway, what was the last thing you guys listened to? Song, album, commercial jingle?
All right. Lucifuge, Danzig 2.
What? Lucifuge, Danzig 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
The last thing I listened to.
Okay. I don't really listen to Danzig, so I don't know the
well, you should.
Stuff. I guess I should, man. He was singing Misfits.
Actually, I was listening to Jimi Hendrix when I was cleaning my garage earlier.
Okay.
Are you experienced? You know, little Jimmy.
Yeah.
As
I still got that on vinyl, bruh.
I sadly cleaning the garage, you know, Jimmy to keep me going.
Nathan? Or Raj?
Yeah.
Okay, whichever.
Oh, me? Last was probably Meshuggah, Soulburn.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I mean, I love that old Destroy, Erase, Improve. I mean,
shout it.
Stuff's cool. It's like everybody else, but yeah, that's a very cool song. It's really cool. Makes me feel cool.
You know? Love that album.
It's a very cool song, indeed.
Oh yeah.
Dude. Oh yeah. So this year, for whatever stupid reason, I just been really getting into drum and bass. So the album I most recently listened to was a guy named named Dom and Roland. The album is I forgot what it's called. It's Lost in the Moment. But it's like it's more like dirtier kind of sounding sounds, and I don't know. I just been really getting into that. I don't know why. It's just been something I've been getting into.
I feel like there's an inside joke I'm missing. Everybody just like bursted out.
No, for the record, I only laughed because Lee laughed.
Yeah,
and then left.
He did.
He's gone.
He's like drum and bass. Hell no, man.
He's like, fuck this.
I think he pooped his pants or something. I don't know what happened. Really.
What about album of the year so far?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know anything new that I could really qualify as that. I did remember that I did see like you interviewed a band called Fawn Limbs, and I listened to like some of, and I was like, dude, this is fucking sick. So I would want to listen to more of that. It would be really cool. I don't really know what's like coming out, you know, like that I don't really follow too much metal. Like I've been, like I said, on a fucking, for whatever fucking reason, a drum and bass kick, and I've just been listening to a lot of like 90s like drum and bass shit. So that's where my brain has been at.
Yeah, I saw that Sunless just put out a single, and they're doing the pre-orders for the new album coming out. I think in like a month or so. I'm not sure, but always sick. We toured with them, me and Rajan with Geigen, and those are some very cool dudes. Some very unique, cool shit.
I don't think I've ever heard of them before. It's Sunless? Is that what you said?
Yeah, check them out. Check them out.
Like sunless, like no sun.
Yeah.
Sun's gone.
Yeah, really cool guys. Really cool guys. They're really, I like them.
And then Lee came back. So.
Yeah. Lee, we were talking about albums of the year. What's your album of the year, man?
I have no idea.
I actually get that a lot from people that people don't really like keep up with stuff that's happening.
It's hard to keep up. A lot of the newer stuff just doesn't really like interest me anymore. Like, I don't know. It just all starts. I'll listen to these bands and I'll give them like a minute, and I'll just always hear just like other bands, other shit, and I'm just like, I'm over it.
You're not looking in the right places, man. Like, go back and listen to the bands I've interviewed, dude. There's a lot of sick stuff happening.
I know.
If you go into more like regular like metalcore and hardcore and stuff, it all kinds of starts to blend together. Like, I see what you're saying, but mathcore, I feel like is doing some pretty interesting shit right now.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of bands out there. Definitely need to start checking them out. But I've been on a nostalgia kick lately, just listening to bands from back in the day, high school. Things that I was just like, I used to love this shit, and then seeing if it still holds up, right?
Yeah.
Because there's some albums you'll hear and you're just like, why do I even like this? It's terrible,
Yeah, your music taste is terrible.
And then they'll listen to it. They're like, dude, this is awful. And you're like, you know what? It really is awful. Like, I can't believe this.
Well, one thing for me was going to shows and like seeing cool new bands that you didn't know were on the list or on the bill to play, and then you see a sick band play, or people be talking about different bands or whatever. But I feel like a lot of seeing what was new and next, it was probably from the live shows and seeing who was touring with people, and it's kind of sucks that that's kind of on the back burner. But it looks like we might be getting some more shows happening. I haven't really been to a show since COVID, so I don't know what's going to happen next.
I've been trying to like book a little tour and stuff, and dude, it is so difficult to get some shows, man, because everybody's like either booked them all up, or there's some venues that are even saying they're not booking because of COVID and shit like that.
So Texas and Florida, basically.
Yeah, well, so we're trying to get to Tennessee, and Tennessee is just like shutting down right now. It's weird, man. Some states are like completely open, some states are just like completely closed off, and all the ones that are open have been booked for like 4 or 5 months already. It's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah,
but if I have to talk about my album of the year,
yeah.
Defeated Sanity. If it came out this year, I don't know. If it came out last year, it's still album of the year for like 5 years, probably.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
I was gonna say there were a couple albums on Willowtip that I did check out. I just forgot the names of the band, so I had to pull them up. One is Cathexis from Texas. They have an album called Untethered Abyss on Willowtip that I listened to like a few songs and I thought it was pretty sick. They're more in the dissonant metal side, which we all enjoy. So if you guys haven't heard of them, you should check them out. And then there's also another band called Noctambulist on Willowtip that came out with the Barren Form. I heard a few songs off both of those albums. They're both really dissonant metal stuff, and I thought they were definitely like they stood out to me as in that era or in that area of music. They stood out as like one of the like couple of the other better bands. So
I have heard of that other one you said, Noctambulist. I don't know how to say their fucking name, but that shit fucking rules. I hadn't heard the first one though. I need to check out more stuff. For Willowtip's always
that's a good album. I remember that album, Noctambulant.
Oh, from Spawn of Possession.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Willowtip's got some good stuff. I mean, Geigen's on there, sick, right?
I mean, Sunless is on there as well. So I mean,
Sunless. Yeah. No, they definitely know what they're doing over there.
Yeah.
So Willowtip, we got an album coming out. How you doing?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Hey, what's up?
This is about the time they turn the Zoom off.
So you guys don't have any merch up, right? There's no like a website I don't know about. Where you
Just hit up Lee. He's got like a ton of shirts.
Do you really?
I do have some shirts. Actually, I do have some shirts.
Oh, put them up on Bandcamp, man. People buy that shit.
Nah. I mean, they've kind of been in storage.
Nah, man. I don't want to sell shit.
No, maybe when we play a show, we could have some merch to sell at that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no merch, nothing like that.
So that's about all I had to talk about. Unless you guys wanted to bring something else up.
Yeah, why'd you want to interview us, Chris?
Cause dude, y'all fucking rule, man. Your debut's fucking sick, man. Like the full length for real. I still jam that shit. Awesome.
What was your favorite show that you played?
We're gonna interview you now.
So I used to play in a one-man band before the Sound That Ends creation, called Surgically Impaled, and I played a show like I want to say it was like 2012, something like that. It was whenever Cal Decapitation released Karma Bloody Karma. They were doing a
Best
tour.
album.
And yeah, I got to open for them, and it was them and Devourment, and then they put a bunch of other random thrash bands from the UK on there for some reason, which is really fucking weird. But yeah, I got to play with Cal Decapitation, so that was fucking sick.
That's
so,
rad.
It's probably my favorite show.
What was the worst show you played?
The worst show, dude. My first fucking show, man. Like it was before Surgically Impaled. It was a thing called God, I don't even remember what I called it now. Human Effluence. That was what it was called. The first time I played a show, and I was by myself, one man band, got the fucking drum machine hooked up to the iPod and all that shit, and I get like 2 songs in, and on the 3rd song I lose my place, so the drum machine's just rattling on in the background while I'm just like sitting like fuck, and I'm sweating bullets obviously because I'm super stressed out, right? And I stopped the song and restarted it, and after that I just like stopped and just like took my shit and like left and like sorry guys like. So, yeah, that was the worst one. I think I was like 16, something like that. So yeah, it was really stressful and yeah, uncomfortable.
Yeah, there's nothing like those moments on stage too, and just like, what the fuck, and then basically you want to dip out like you did. I wish I would have taken that route a couple times.
I'm a one-man band at the time too, man. I don't have like I can't blame this on anybody else. You know what I mean? Like. Or nobody else would be like.
We would always blame it on Nate. It was always Nate's fault. Nate did this. Nate.
Always blame it on the drummer.
Yeah, if you see 3 dudes start staring at the drummer, you know why. You don't happen.
Yeah, so what, you have to stare at yourself if you're doing the drums. I don't know what's going on. You can't just
start looking at my iPod or iPod just like disappointingly. Like, what do you?
I can't believe you.
So if you haven't heard Bedlam of Cacophony yet, you need to seriously reconsider your life choices and check them out. You can download everything but the pre-production tracks for free over at bedlamofcacophony.bandcamp.com. You guys are on Facebook, Bandcamp, and Instagram. Should be Spotify at some point. You guys got to get on there. Money on the table is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
As for me, drop my channel, follow so you always know when I go live. You can also sub to get access to interviews before they hit YouTube and streaming services, as well as exclusive emotes. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. YouTube, folks, if you like the video, drop a like, click on the notification bell. Don't forget to subscribe. It's a great way to support me for free. Check out my music, The Sound That Ends Creation, at thesoundthatenscreation.bandcamp.com. My next guest is John Bailey from UK-based mathcore band Utopia the Band. Join us this Wednesday the 1st at 12 p.m. Central for the live cast. Thanks for being here, guys. Hope you had a good time.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I love you, Chris.
Oh, I love you too, Lee. And thank you guys for watching and listening.